Mike is in Montana. Hey, Mike, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Good. My wife and I have been in Baby Step 3B for about 30 months now, and we are wondering if we're getting a little too long and we should start moving things around or what. We're in an area where we think that we can find a house for 180. That's the sale price. And my take-home pay is such that 25% would make us have a $51,000 down payment. But if we cheated that 25 up to 30%, we would only need 28, which is about what we would have by the summer. So I'm wondering if that's something that is acceptable, or if we should just go take a cold shower or something.
Yeah. Okay. Let's pan back for a second and say, okay, why do we have a ratio on the size of house payment? Not how much can I get away with? Why do we teach you that? Well, we teach you that because if your house payment is too freaking big as a percentage of your income, you can't breathe, you have no margin, and then everything other than the house becomes a crisis because the house is pinching you, and that's what we in our business call house poor. Now, you know all that, right, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so to the extent you go over 25%, you start moving in that direction. But I've had people call here with a house payment that's 50% of their take-home pay. And no kidding, they can't breathe. They've got to sell that house if they can't double their income pretty quick. So if you want to, quote unquote, cheat yourself, because there's no one else in this discussion but you and your wife and your kids, right? You cheat yourself in your future.
Yep.
Up on the 30% side, because you got a little bit of house fever, what's the trade-off? Well, under what circumstances would that be wise or less wise? Okay. If your company is announcing that it's probably going to have layoffs this summer, well, that would be totally stupid then. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a job where your income's probably going to go up 30% in the next 2 years, then pretty quickly your house payment's going to be 25% of your take-home pay. If you're going to buy this house at 30% of your income and then have the third baby and your wife says she wants to be home and now it's 48% of your take-home pay, well, that's obviously not going to work. So it kind of has to do with future plans, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how stable is your income? What do you do?
Well, I'm actually switching into a job, and we're switching into tech from being a trucker. So that's paying for school for that is part of why it's taking us, the 30 months and Baby Step 3B.
Okay. When will you be making the switch?
That'll be end of next summer, August, September, somewhere in there.
Okay.
And we're basing these numbers on what I'm estimating that to be. My wife is planning on coming home. She's currently working as a nurse. She's planning on coming home when we have our third child in May.
Whoa! Whoa! That woo, like I've done this before or something. Okay.
Yes, exactly. I was thinking the same thing.
All right. And so when the smoke clears, you're at 30% in a new career.
Correct. Yep.
And until the smoke clears, you're at better than 30%. Because your trucker plus her income before the third kid comes and before you switch.
No. The 30% will be based on just my income after I switch jobs.
Yeah, that's what I said, when the smoke clears. And she quits.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And she quits.
Yep. So,
but it should be more. It should be less than 30% with both of you working in the meantime, right?
Oh yeah. It'll be
okay.
I don't have those numbers, but yeah.
Yeah, and then what do you think the trajectory is on your income after you get the new job?
The information I have says that it'll go up quite a bit.
Okay. Then you're not going to be at 30% for very long.
Years. Okay.
So what we're looking at here is we want to look at the film strip, not the snapshot.
Okay.
The film strip is your whole life all the way out. Are we strapping ourselves to a house long term? And what you're doing is you're going in and out. Start with you're going to be below, then you're going to be up to 30, and then but 30 is just passing through because then 4 months into the new job you get another raise, right? Or whatever, 8 months in, whatever, that kind of a thing. So you may have 1 year of tight, but it's not. But your plan is not to live a life of being house poor. Then that starts to be more wise than I work for the state. I get a 3% raise every year, and my wife's going to quit in 2 years, and then we're really going to be screwed. No, we're not signing up for that one.
Right. Okay.
You see the difference?
I do see the difference. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that.
So, Dave, this makes me nervous
Okay.
because maybe it's my years of working with young professionals, but I can't think of a group that overestimates what they're going to be making in 18 months and then make current fiscal decisions based on this imaginary growth that may or may not come. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's what you might be facing, what John's pointing out. If this doesn't go the way you think, you may be faced with your wife keeps working or you have to sell the house.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you had to stay a trucker in 3 years, could you make this house payment?
No.
Yeah, no. Not without going over the road, which is something I would rather sell the
not
house.
with her coming home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you may end up trading her being home for this house if the career path doesn't work out like your plan.
So you may have to go all in on the career plan, right? Yeah, you got to make this thing work.
Yeah, yeah, and or you go, hey, it's just a house.
We gave it a shot.
And it's more important that we move to a smaller house. It's more important that she stays home.
That's right.
And that's more important to us than that particular house.
Yeah.
And you just sell the house. Also, you can refinance the house when interest rates come down. That'll help.